How are you all doing, Chiefs Kingdom? I want to talk about some comments Travis Kelce made this offseason, this month, just about a week or two ago. And it has to do with two things. One is his weight, and the second is his future in Kansas City. Welcome to RGR Football. I'm your host here, Gary McKenzie. Glad to have you on board. And there are two things I want to talk about today. One's Travis Kelce's weight. The other is his comments about playing out his contract in 2025 for the Kansas City Chiefs. So there are reports that are floating around that Travis Kelce is down by about 25 pounds this offseason. However, Kelce himself has said that he is not down 25 pounds, but he has lost a substantial amount of weight heading into the 2025 offseason. If you remember last year, Kelce said he did not have time to train during the offseason like he normally did. And there's some speculation that he was playing around 260 pounds last year in 2024. The claim that he lost 25 pounds is coming from kind of a he said, she said, word of mouth rumor that I do not 100% believe, because 25 pounds is a lot of weight. And even if Travis Kelce was playing at a very high weight of 265 pounds in 2024, if he lost 25 pounds, that would put him down to 240, which is very light for a tight end. He's been listed anywhere from 250 to 260 throughout his career. And so if he were to lose 25 pounds, like I said, if he was 260 pounds last year, lost 25 pounds, that puts him at 235. And that's a little light to do what the Chiefs want to do with Kelce. So I'm on Kelce's side here. Take the word directly from the horse's mouth. He did not lose 25 pounds, but he has lost some weight. And he has lost a decent amount of weight. And I would put it closer around the 15-pound mark, maybe 15, 20 pounds. This would drop his playing weight from 255 to about 240. So this is not an unusual thing for a player later in their career to try to lose some weight, to try to stay more agile, more athletic, keep their 40 time up, be a little quicker on the field. It's a natural progression. Even Tony Gonzalez, well into the twilight of his career, switched to a vegetarian diet to try to keep his weight in check, and he dropped from a playing weight of 250 pounds to 247 pounds. So this was an entire diet change for Kelce, or for Gonzalez, and even when he was at his skinniest, his slimmest, he was 247 pounds. So the whole idea that Travis Kelce lost 25 pounds, I don't believe that. Maybe 15 pounds is more reasonable. And I believe asking Kelce to play anywhere below 240 pounds is not a good idea. The reason for it is because you have to have some padding to be able to take the hits at the tight end position. You have to be able to throw your weight around a little bit to be able to block the way that Andy Reid wants Kelce to block here and there. So I think the sweet spot for Kelce at this point in time in his career, and regarding his weight, would be somewhere around 245 pounds. If he can get around 245, he'll be leaner, he'll be quicker. And if you look at him in training camp this year, during OTAs and minicamp, he has looked slimmer. So the visuals check out. So I think he's probably around 245, 246, 247, kind of like where Gonzalez was at the end of his career. And I think it's going to pay dividends, because there is precedent for this where a all-time great player has lost weight towards the end of their career and have looked pretty good in the process. So back to Tony Gonzalez. Late in his career with the Falcons, he focused on reducing his weight and improving his flexibility to stay quick against younger defenders. And the outcome was that he made the Pro Bowl in each of his last 4 seasons, aged 35 to 38. He finished as the number 2 all-time tight end in yards and touchdowns. And then he often credited his lighter frame, so losing that weight, switching to that vegetarian diet, as preserving his mobility. So Travis Kelce is trying to do the same thing. You also have Larry Fitzgerald. He entered the league at a pretty heavy wide receiver at 225 pounds, but he slimmed under 210 in his 30s, and the outcome was that he was able to prolong his career into his mid-30s. He had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons at age 32 and 33, and he played more snaps in the slot and stayed productive. So that was Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald had a strong end to his career, and he attributed his weight loss to that. You have players like Julius Peppers, who is a defensive end. He shed significant weight to stay explosive after the age of 33. He had 11 sacks when he was 37 years old. He had a rare longevity as a pass rusher. So not only does this set some precedent for Travis Kelce, but also if you're looking at Chris Jones, maybe wanting to age gracefully, after the age of 33, he could start to shed some weight. And maybe he could see some more production or a longer career because of it. Next, you have Jerry Rice, who played wide receiver, obviously. And he was always lean, but in his late 30s, he slimmed even further and focused on endurance running. And the outcome of that was that he had over 1,200 yards receiving at the age of 40, which to me is the most mind-blowing stat that ever existed. A wide receiver at 40 years old catching over 1,200 yards is just insane to me. And he's widely regarded as the greatest wide receiver of all time with insane longevity. So this is the company that Travis Kelce keeps. He is on Jerry Rice level, or kind of in the same stratosphere. Maybe not on Jerry Rice's level, but they can be mentioned in the same sentence. He can definitely be mentioned in the same light as Tony Gonzalez. So these players have focused on losing weight late in their career to stay productive, to keep their athleticism at its peak for their age. And losing weight makes sense for a lot of reasons. It reduces your stress on your joints. It improves your quickness in your burst. It aids recovery and injury prevention. And it helps your endurance during long seasons. So there's this sweet spot for tight ends where you don't want to lose too much weight because you still need to be able to block. You still need to be able to absorb those hits from linebackers that you'll see in the run game. And you'll need to be able to absorb those hits when you're catching the ball over the middle of the field. So slimming down for Kelce could make him quicker against safeties and linebackers. It could extend his career and his productivity for another 2 or 3 years. And it could allow him more time in the slot or outside, which we already saw him used in the slot a lot. He's really used all over the field. So I don't think it's going to change where he's used, but it will change his longevity. And Travis Kelce is playing on the last year of his contract in Kansas City. So he has a contract that ends in 2025. And on his podcast with his brother, they were talking about retirement. And Kelce said that after the Super Bowl, he knew he was not done playing football. He did not want to go out like that. He said it would have been a different story had the Chiefs won that Super Bowl, had they completed that three-peat. He might have been more seriously considering retirement. But because the Chiefs did not win the Super Bowl, he is thinking, I don't want to go out like this. So recently, Kelce was asked about retirement this month, and this was his response. He says, I love football. I don't think I really thought about it that much. Didn't think about retirement that much. I love coming into work every single day. It wasn't a very tough one for me. I know I'm getting older, but at the same time, I feel like I've got a lot I can prove in this league. With that being said, it really wasn't that hard of a decision for me. So there you go, straight out of Kelce's mouth. He's not thinking about retirement at this point. He still wants to come into work. He still loves it. And if you talk to NFL players around the league, whenever they decide they want to retire, it's because they get to the off-season training program, they get to camp, and they realize they're not having fun anymore. They don't love the process anymore. That's not true for Kelce. From the sound of it, if he's really focusing on losing weight and he's focusing on doing these things to take care of his body in the offseason, he's fully committed to playing football. He still loves the game. And if he's able to have a resurgence in 2025, which I think he will, I think this losing this weight is going to help. I think he was a little bit overweight last year. I think we're going to see a better version of Kelce, and I think we could see a couple more productive years out of him, which means that his contract for 2025 and onward, or his situation with the Chiefs after 2025, becomes an interesting question. So when he was asked about his contract this year in June, he said, "I got 1 year on this contract. I know that, and we'll try to figure out something for next year. The Chiefs organization knows how much I love them. I can't see myself ever playing anywhere else. We'll deal with that down the road when the time is right, but right now I'm focused on winning a championship this year." You gotta love Kelce for always wanting to win the championship. He also said that, he judges every year as being a success or not based on how far the Chiefs make it in the playoffs and whether or not they end that year winning a Super Bowl. So Kelce said it pretty much himself. He'll play his contract this year. At the end of the year, he'll see where he stands, and he wants to stay in Kansas City. So if Kelce comes out and has a productive season at the age of, I think he's 36 now, or he'll turn 36 in 2025, if he's able to have a productive season, I think the Chiefs will sign him to another contract, and it will have some void years on it so they can spread out that cap hit and then have a bucket to throw away the signing bonus into. That way they can give Kelce as much money as they possibly can while also limiting the cap hit for the Chiefs team. So that's my stand on Kelce. I think he's going to have a bit of a resurgence in 2025 because of this lost weight, because of this increased training during the offseason, increased preparation during the offseason. And I think he will ink another contract with the Chiefs after the 2025 season is up with some void years to try to spread that cap hit out and make it better for the Chiefs' cap situation. So that's my take on Kelce. Do you think he was overweight in 2024? Have you seen pictures of him in training camp, and do you think that he looks better heading into 2025 than he did last year? Let me know down in the comments. And then do you think Kelce has 1, 2, 3, or more years left playing in this league? Also, let me know down in the comments. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you for sticking around. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And then always, we're looking for subscribers. So if you want to help us out, subscribe. You'll get this content more regularly. And it helps Ryan, Dan, and myself here at RGR Football. So we appreciate all of you for watching and viewing. Got nothing but love and respect for you all. You'll have a good rest of your day. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.